Now let's pay attention to the screen, and I will then introduce our next guest.
Meera Menon is an Indian-American director, writer, and editor. Meera is a proud Malayali. Her featured directorial debut, Farah Goes Bang, was screened at the Tribeca Film Festival in 2013 and was awarded the inaugural Nora Ephron Prize by Tribeca and Vogue. Meera had directed 2 episodes of Ms. Marvel, a major ongoing project of Disney.
Everyone brought something specific and authentic of themselves to the table, and I think that's why the show feels so textured and special, you know?
Meera's father, C. Vijayan, himself a film producer and international promoter of shows in North America with most famous Indian celebrities of all time. Meera's inspiration for filmmaking started by using his father's camera to shoot films at a young age. In 2009, she wrote and directed the short film Mark in Argentina. In 2015, Menon directed the female-driven Wall Street drama Equity.
This doesn't look like your year.
Secure? Yeah. Powerful? Absolutely. Don't let money be a dirty word.
In 2016, Meera also wrote and directed the short film The Press Conference for Refinery 29's Shatterbox Anthology, a series of 12 shorts written and directed by women. The short premiered on Refinery 29's website on September 23, 2016. She had also worked as a director on the TV series The Magician. Ladies and gentlemen, with a round of applause, let's welcome the Hollywood director, writer, and editor, Meera Menon.
Everybody, please welcome Ms. Meera Menon. She is the first Malayali director in Hollywood. She directed the Wall Street drama, the trailer of which you saw, called Equity. Her initial directorial debut was in 2013, for which she won the Nora Ephron Award. That was the first of its kind. She's also the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Vijay Menon. He is the Tara Arts organizer. Please, everyone, give her a round of applause.
Take that one. Okay. Hello? Okay, great. I'm not the first Malayali director in Hollywood. When I was growing up saying I wanted to be a filmmaker, every auntie and uncle I told this to said, well, you should talk to M. Night Shyamalan. I was like, I don't know him personally, I'll try. That was a very nice video. Thank you for having me, Dr. Pillai and Dr. Raghavan. Very kind of you of having me and my family, though I know I'm just kind of my father's +1 in these situations, as always. Growing up, I always wanted to work in film. I always wanted to do something creative. And I struggled with it as I became older. I struggled with the choice to actually pursue this as a profession. I wasn't sure if it was a meaningful line of work, partially because I grew up with physicians. I grew up around so many of people that I felt like actually took care of people and made a difference in a way that I wondered how I could by pursuing this. And to this day, I'll agonize over this question with my sister and my brother-in-law, also physicians, incredibly accomplished, probably should be standing here much more so than I. And they'll say to me, you know, Meera, when at the end of a long day, when we've worked so hard and given ourselves to our patients all day, all we want to do is watch a television show and kind of just empty our brains and be entertained and actually kind of escape the realities of our day-to-day. So what you do really matters. And so they always make me feel a little bit better. And I do think this is true. I think that storytelling and obviously, the arts contribute an enormous amount to our lives. And I singularly was influenced probably by my father, as is probably the most obvious thing, but it's very true. My father founded this organization, Tara Arts. He produced the entertainment that you'll see later on this evening. And, when people ask me in Hollywood, whenever I take these meetings, they ask me, how did you get into this? And there's really no other answer I have than my father's influence. My father came here in the 1970s. He came here from Kerala. an immigrant from Kerala, and I say that, and then they're like, where's Kerala? And I have to explain, you know, it's a sliver of a state in the southern part of India, and it has its own language, own culture, own customs, own movies, own dance, own music, and my father, when he came here in the 70s, realized there was nowhere to go to see these things and experience this connection to his homeland. So he started organizing screenings of movies, and he organized the first screening, just putting up flyers in the local grocery store, and you know, hundreds of people showed up to this first film screening of this Malayalam movie that he screened in Queens, some auditorium that he rented. He can tell you the details, but it's one of these, when I tell people this story, it really, I think, almost feels cinematic, this idea that like, so many people needed to gather together, were longing for some taste of the homeland, and they came together to watch this movie. And I tell people that story because to me I still carry forward this idea that movies and art and culture and music and dance, everything you'll experience tonight, this is what brings communities together, and especially immigrant communities that are so far away from their home, and it's what gives them an opportunity to feel a little bit closer to home. And so the importance of these things was always something that I really understood because of what my father did and the way he really brought this community together through culture and through the arts. So I'll just say also in closing, I mean, like, yeah, my father really influenced me, but my mother did too. My mother is also a physician, my sister, my brother-in-law, like I just mentioned, and I think there's so much of a connection between what I do and what doctors do, what physicians do in terms of caring about people and needing to kind of shepherd their stories in a way, and the kind of connection between storytelling and medicine is something that I feel like my sister, my mom, they've really shown me how important these things are and how much they're governed by empathy and just an understanding and a caring for other people. So all of these things have led me to where I am, and I certainly think hopefully encourages other people to pursue this as well. And yeah, I thank you all for letting me say my part, having me here this evening. And again, if you want to talk to the really interesting members of my family, talk to my sister, my mom, and my dad. Thanks.
Thank you, Ms. Meera Menon. It's not often that we get to hear from someone like you, as brilliant as you, from the world of art and cinema.